What does a typical soil evaluation look like?
So that's real important. So especially when we have like larger tracts of land, and we all know that it is it's Pittsboro, Siler City, a little bit of Goldston, a little bit of Bynum, but there's no county. There's really, except for Bynum, there's really no county sewer system throughout Chatham County, and so. The biggest determining factor of whether or not a large tract of land is developable or whether or not it's suitable for a residential subdivision is a soils evaluation. So you want to get a company that comes out and does a comprehensive soils map of the property. So we have 100 acres and they go out and take sporadic borings and they evaluate the soil and then they map it out for us. And the one thing that we don't want to see is big black UN letters all over your map. That means unsuitable. Those are unsuitable soils. There's lots of reasons for soils to be unsuitable. The topography can be too steep there, so even though it's good dirt, you can't put a septic there. Or it could be in wetlands, you can't put a septic in wetlands. Or it could be in some kind of stream buffer or whatever. So for those reasons, or it might just be bad dirt. We get that too. So in Chatham County, chalky white is bad. We're looking for red crumbly is what we want ideally here. And so then they'll have, usually they actually delineate, they put it on CAD, the map of the good soils. And so you'll have these pockets of good soils. And then, like I said, you'll have the big UN unsuitable soils. And then you'll have some marginal soils. Those are usually mapped out in like a blue color. Or sometimes, if you get a more detailed company, they'll have varying degrees. So ideally, we want like that 28 to 32 inches of good red crumbly soil, and that'll be placed on the map. And then when we have some marginal soils, that will be in like the 16, 18 to 24 range. That's going to be some kind of non-conventional system. It will be some kind of system that it could be a spray, it could be a drip, it could be an innovative half pump, it could be some kind of mechanically assist system, which your normal conventional system, $6,000, $8,000, $10,000. Your non-conventional system can be $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 or more. So that makes a big difference in the development. When we look at these maps, like you can have, if you have 100 acres, that is almost 4.5 million square feet of square footage in the 100 acres. We only need 10,000 square feet per perk site. So, if the most lots you can have on a property is 70, and you have 700,000 square feet of good soils, you're fine. I mean, that's you're doing the maximum that you could have for that subdivision. People will look at that map and say, oh, we have 4 million square feet, but only 700,000 is good. They'll look at that map and go, 80% of this property is horrible. That's not it. That's not it at all. You have adequate soils to do a septic subdivision. So people need to be a little bit more informed about what good. And the reason why we need 10,000 is what you need for a 3-bedroom conventional system. 5,000 is for the initial system, and now the county makes us have a backup repair system. So that's why we need 10,000 square feet total. But it's very rare that systems fail. You could have a conventional system on the 5,000, and then your repair might be one of the more expensive systems. But it's really easy to map these things out and figure out whether or not you have a good map. But the inexperienced buyer's broker needs to be more aware of what a good soils map is, and a buyer needs to be more experienced. When I think the expectation is when you have 100 acres, you want 100 acres of good soil. First of all, it's not going to happen. It's not likely, and it's not necessary.